He didn't even know his own podcast name.
It's hard to keep up. No one knows our podcast name. It's cool.
No, you were worse though. You made 17 podcasts with 17 different names. It's worse than us. We thought we were dumb.
I was on a rampage for sure.
Chick 10 Hun Must Podcast, featuring your hosts Jackie Sanchez and Stephanie Wood. Coming at you from South Florida. Chick 10 Hun Must Podcast.
Welcome to the Chick 10 Hun Must Podcast with your hosts, me, Jackie Sanchez, and Stephanie Wood.
What's up?
And then today our guest is it's going to be hard to say where you're from, but Rudy Wilson, everybody.
He's from heaven. He's a godsend.
He travels all over the place. You've had quite the comedic journey around the United States a little bit, so it's hard to say.
He's homeless, is what we're trying to say. Yeah. Rudy has no home.
Couch surfs like a boss.
No, but thanks
Air
for
mattress surf.
Air mattress. Okay,
surf.
your own. Yeah, I like that.
That's a special site. No, but we're big fans. You know, every time I see you, I'm such a dork, right?
She's
I'm just like,
fangirl.
Rudy, I love you. I'm like such a fan. Like, I feel like at some point I'd be like, we're friends. You can stop acting like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it though, you know, because actual fans don't say it, so I'll take it from you until
Right,
it translates.
yeah.
That's right. I mean, is it like, I just
True.
always, I mean, you're just so funny. So like, no,
appreciate it.
seriously, big fans. Me and
Yeah.
Jackie, huge fans. I tell you that all the time. We talk about how funny you are.
You do. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
So thank you for coming. And
The
also,
feeling is mutual.
I wished you guys would have
Thank
told me
you.
to wear a dinosaur
Yeah.
shirts.
Yeah, we didn't.
They're both wearing dinosaur shirts.
Didn't know to pass the theme. Mine's a new shirt that I love.
Mine-
I don't know if yours is new or not, but
Okay, his says
It's not like
Dynamite.
super old, but it's definitely not.
yeah, his says Dynamite and it's Barney, and mine says I'm a nervous Rex,
With the T-Rex
and it's
on
got
it.
Rex from Toy Story because I'm a nervous Rex, like
might-
T-Rex but nervous Rex. You know?
I have cactus. I have
Yeah,
some
cactus.
cactuses. Yeah, I got
There
a
you go.
cactus on
And
here.
then she's just showing how dry her puss is.
Dry as a fucking desert in these cactus,
She's like,
okay?
hey everybody, look.
The optimist mitochondria or whatever the fuck that just said on my
Oh,
shirt.
well, it teaches you shit. That's good.
Yeah. So if you want to
Mine-
read my boobs and also learn the scientific name of cacti,
Of cacti.
come check out my titties.
There you go.
Come check out my titties.
Come check out my titties. So we did a show on Sunday. Yes, is that Sunday? Monday? When the fuck was that show?
I don't even
At
know.
Gypsy
It
today.
was
Moons?
Sunday. Okay.
Today's
so I wanted
Tuesday.
to ask. You were not here. Obviously, you weren't there for it. But
Yeah, I was in
did you?
Monroe's.
And if you didn't watch my set, I'm not offended. But did you see Did you see me fail at handling that heckler and also speaking English?
I don't think you failed because because right when she almost tried to make it go really south.
Well, I was gonna.
You
Yeah.
lifted it back up and was like, hey, I'm not trying to fight you in real life, man. Like
She was Jackie. She was gonna fight me. This bitch was gonna fight me.
Oh,
And I
God.
felt it. I don't know if you could. I like that you say that you saw when I dropped it because something clicked in my head when I went, "Oh, I'm gonna fight this bitch.
Yeah.
If I don't
Reality.
if I don't change
Right.
my tone, we're gonna get in a fist fight."
for sure.
And she
Yeah.
was like from the Bronx or whatever. She was white. So that's how she talks. So it's like,
From the
she was
Bronx
like,
or
I'm from the
whatever.
Bronx, and she was just heckling me the whole time. She didn't do it to any of the other performers.
Mean
right?
heckles or just annoying heckles? Like, was
What do you? I like you give your take.
was
What
she
do you
being a
think?
bitch or was she just like
She-
talking at you?
And also give me some feedback on.
So apparently she has some affiliation with the establishment.
She was friends with
which is
Shady.
where her
Oh.
big dick energy came from. Cause she came in like towards the end of my set and was kind of like loud, but I was on my way out anyway, so I didn't really have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Definitely gave Stephanie a hard time, and then
the hardest time.
she,
For 35 minutes, I
Yeah,
felt
yeah,
every
yeah.
minute of
yeah,
it.
yeah. She was,
The longest 35 minutes of my life.
and I believe she did it with Mark too, but I don't. I'm not sure.
Mark Christopher, we use first and last names here. Mark Chacha.
I'm
So
sorry.
we don't leave
It's
anyone
okay.
out.
It's an inside pod joke.
Just
You're
can't
not-
leave anyone out.
Yeah.
You know they feel upset. So.
Gotcha. Yeah. So she was an ass.
Yeah, she was, and then
Damn.
I lost. I mean, I kind of like. I feel like I lost control at some point because like she was asking me questions.
Yeah.
You know, like that's not how it should go.
Yeah.
So like the idea and what I've always heard from pros is like you give them a chance to stop, like so they're like don't be a dick, and then
Yeah.
if they're then they can kind of bury themselves.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like that. We weren't at the improv or so. Like I mean, no one was
Yeah.
gonna bounce this bitch out, and then she started to be like, I don't know what she was saying, but it was like she was gonna fight me, and I was like, okay, so I think I was.
Go. You told her to calm down. And she was
That's
like,
what it was. I told her to calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down.
Bitch, don't tell me to calm
You just became
down.
her husband.
You want to see me calm? I am calm. I was like,
Oh,
fuck,
God.
I'm gonna kick her. The whole time I kept thinking I wanted to kick her right in the fucking jaw. Like I wanted to kick her in the face. Like she was like face level.
And she
and I
was
was like,
young too. She
I was
was
like, I
not
could
like
just
an older woman.
kick
She's
this
like
bitch right in the
so
face.
just
21
ballsy.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and she was just like, "Oh, what's your sign?" I go, "What's happening? Why are you asking?" That's why I was like,
God.
I wanted to get like maybe some constructive criticism because I feel like I did not handle that. I let her ask me questions. I lost control for being real.
I think you handled it as best as you could because she definitely like you would tell a joke. You'd be like, yeah, so I was at the mall the other day. Which mall were you at?
And then I would try to find my punchline again. It was
you let her
so
finish.
fucking
First and
bad.
last name of them all.
Right.
It was that. Oh my
And
god.
then she'll get into it because the mall I shop at, and she'll just like, lady, shut up.
It's exactly
But,
what happened, Jackie.
yeah.
It's
That's
exactly what it is.
No, it was bad.
Hilarious.
It was
So
bad.
okay, so the kind that talks at you, and so she wasn't being a dick, saying like not funny, but she was
She
fucking.
kind of has an abrasive energy to her to begin with. I think. As
But
a
I get what
human.
you're saying. She took control. But
I didn't know what to do.
but you
'cause I was
did
like,
it.
yeah, I
So
tried.
now next time you'll figure out a better way to go about it. But also you probably went the best way about it because you didn't end up in a fight. It seems like this woman was pretty set on being violent.
Ooh, and she triggered. Like I
and-
felt the fire and like the ghetto bitch in me come out, like the
Yeah.
white trash in me. Like I literally
Yeah,
kept
you
thinking.
can
I had the
feel
vision
it.
in my head of kicking her in the jaw, and I was like, "Don't do it."
Some people get extra mad, and then some people are. She's probably drunk too. I'm sure, as a lot of people at our shows are fucking wasted. But
Yeah, that was a fun show, Rudy. I'm glad you got to see me handle with big quotations around that heckler. So like, how do you guys
Definitely
handle a
heckler.
heckler? Like, what are some of like tips like you would give? Because I don't think I'm great at that kind of shit. I think
I'm
I
not phenomenal at it either. Well, you saw Saturday during my set. We did a show where it's a small venue, but up top was like a little section where people stood and were watching. And during my set, and I was the last comic, someone dropped their glass on the upper deck, and glass fell down on people watching the show underneath. So like that happened, and I kind of was like, whoa, and I was like, all right, I feel like I'm kind of being attacked. This is a little scary.
Right.
Got a giggle, and
Yeah, you
then
gotta laugh out of
then the woman like pushed more glass, and another piece fell, and the guy sitting front row was like, hey, watch where you're throwing it, be careful. And then like she goes, relax, I'm not. And like so just two instant negative energies, and I just stood there and I was like, so anyway, WAP. And I just, like, and I just didn't. But that was my way of handling
Right.
it. Was act like that didn't happen. Because my other thought was like, you know, you can make jokes like, you guys are triggering my childhood traumas. Stop fighting. Don't, mom, dad, stop fighting.
right.
Like I could have made jokes into it, but I just didn't want to entertain any of them because she was drunk and being sassy, and this guy liked me but was angry, and I was like, I don't know how far on my side he'll go if I like am nice to her. Like then when it's a fight between people, I don't know whose side to take. So I was like, ignore it and act like it didn't happen at all. And that's what I did.
you
But it
handled it
worked
well,
out.
though.
They say
Yeah.
it worked out okay. The rest of my set was meh, but at the end I got them, and that was fine and whatever. But that's if I'm ever dealing with hecklers, I usually try to make them feel bad because I look like a 12-year-old child. So I'm like, why are you doing this to me? I'm like, stop being so mean to
I
a
think
kid.
I would pay
Like,
money to watch someone heckle you.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're so. We were talking about like
But see, it's hard for me to actually get hecklers because I am the heckler.
Yeah.
Like I get on stage and I just am, I don't know. I don't even know where that came from. Like from my start of comedy, I don't know. I just started doing crowd work, and then
as
it just
the king of
became-
crowd work.
It just sure, but it just became a thing, and so I've battled with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just really comedy, all that type of shit. And after a while, I'm just like, well, I guess it's just who I am. So I just use it, even when I tell written jokes. It's kind of my, I guess, segues, if you will, or
That's good though, because it keeps that keeps every set fresh and
Yeah.
different and unique, and it's never gonna be. You're never gonna really see the same set when
And
you're
that's
watching.
I
you
mean, the
know?
biggest laugh you ever get like in a set when you're doing written material is often when you're reacting to something.
off the
It's
cuff
the off the cuff
remark.
thing. It's
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
what you're
Right.
doing. So like when you just started doing, you just naturally just felt at ease doing crowd work and like got easy, like not easy laughs, but that's where you got your laughs from, like right away.
I was gonna say that. I mean, it just like so. My first time ever getting on stage, like I did all jokes. You know,
Okay.
like I had like a notepad in my hand
Okay.
or whatever. Went really well, which is the only reason why I kept doing comedy. Because if I would have bombed, that would have been it.
How long ago was
same,
that?
yeah.
That was 2016.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we started the same time. I didn't know
Yeah. That's why when I was in the Army in DC, and so but I don't know. Like as I just continue to do open mics, like I would just find myself just talking to people. And then, you know, and just doing stuff, and I would get on stage, you know, drunk one time, and I wouldn't tell any jokes. I would just riff, and people would just be laughing. But then sometimes I can get on stage and just be talking, and everybody's just like, yo, we don't want to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell jokes. You know what I'm saying? So, it could definitely go bad. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a guaranteed anything, but it's just something that even when things have went wrong or somebody tried to interrupt my show, without me even knowing I could do it, I just said something back, and all of a sudden the crowd erupted. I'm just like, oh, maybe I should embrace whatever this is.
Exactly.
And then I just kind of just went more and more into it. So it wasn't something like I seen somebody do or anything. It just kind of
It naturally
happened.
evolved itself.
Yeah,
like
it
that
just
was the
happened.
voice you found on
It just-
stage.
it just happened.
So when you said something earlier, it sounded like you're like, is that really comedy?
Right.
Which means I just am projecting. Someone put that into your head, or you feel like
For
people
sure.
think like it's not written jokes. Are you a real comic?
For sure.
I mean, there is a
that's-
difference, but you
it's-
also do have written jokes, and you know how to write a joke.
And you
but
know how
that's
to perform.
and you know how to perform.
That's
Like
for sure.
you're what I mean. Again, big fan. Like love watching you. Like and it's one of those things too. Like if I feel like you always have something like 18 things actually in your back pocket, but you don't let us know that. Like it's so effortless, you know.
Right. I don't, I mean, I honestly, I still think I'm figuring out comedy. I don't think I've mastered it by any means. You know, I mean, I've been doing like 5.5 years or whatever it is. I mean, I'm, you know, I definitely probably am, you know, talented in it, you know, at a earlier time than I probably should be. Most would probably say, but that's just, you know, I don't know, call it fate, God, or whatever. But I didn't ever consider being a comedian. It just kind of that happened as well. And so all of this is new for me. I'm still even just realizing like what it takes to make people laugh, what the things it talked about, how personal you should get, how to make personal, you know, things funny, and you know, all that type of stuff. So I mean, I'm, you know, I appreciate, you know, the compliments and everything, but in my mind, like I'm still, you know, like I'm still in the trenches on the journey, you know, and I don't by any stretch look at myself and be like, man, I should be famous by now. Like I shouldn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm still learning what all this even is.
But it's nice, and I think to know when you start, like you didn't bomb, you're naturally funny, and I think that people who go, but keep that same mentality of like, I know I'm not the greatest yet. I know I have a lot of work to do. I know I'm good. I know I'm funny. I know I have this, but I know I got a lot of work to do to make it go to where it should be to warrant anything else like bigger than what I'm doing now.
For sure.
Yeah. What like I feel like not so like anything in life, but especially like with comedy in our scene, like talent versus seniority. Like people have been around forever, but then maybe someone like you or some other person like that pops on the scene and they're just like they have not to be cliche, but that it thing. They're just fucking funny and they find their voice early or they hustle and they get a lot more stage time. Like, do you guys feel like you run into that? Like people just like don't think you're like, oh, you've only been doing this for this amount of time, like that kind of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. I've been told to lie and say I've been doing it longer.
No, it's different because I mean, as you know, like I'm like, why do people give me this? Because I feel the same way. I still have so much work to do and so much shit to learn, and it's just kind of, it's like good luck. And the same shit, like you said too, I didn't want to be a comedian. I never really was like, oh, that's what I want to do. I wanted to learn to write for movies. This was not my path at all.
Right.
I fell into it, and the same shit again. First set was good. If it wasn't, I probably would have fucking fell in a deep depression and never even come to a comedy show again. Like it would have
Do
been.
you think people bomb on their first set and keep doing it?
Absolutely.
Yes.
All the time.
I've seen too many.
All the time.
Producer Blake off mic says, yeah.
Of course, you're kind of supposed to. I think like you're not supposed to kill your first time.
No.
It's sure it's great if you do, but like we don't know really what we're doing yet. Because I also think about the first set I did. If I said that set now,
my
it
God.
wouldn't
bomb.
crush.
Yeah,
It would
bomb.
not
Right,
crush.
right.
It was because I had my friends and family there, and I was new and cute, and everyone's like, "Oh, this little young girl, how great, whatever." Like, there's reasons why I did well. So it wasn't just, but thankfully, I think I needed to do well, and or big tits. I needed to do well to keep doing it, and now it just works out well. But like, I don't want to be committing to doing like 45 minutes as a headliner. I think now I have a good 45 minutes. Like now I finally feel confident in that. But when people tried to book me for it a year ago, even I'm like, why though? I'm like, because I like I don't have a killer 45 yet. Like that's where I was. I'll be honest. So that's where I feel almost we're not in a good way, in a bad way, like awkward. Like don't put someone up so high just because they do well in certain situations doesn't mean they've got the time, doesn't mean they have all the chops. Like there's still shit we have to go through, even if we're
like
funny
a bitch
off
from New
the
York
bat.
and cuss you out on
Yeah.
stage, and then you just have to be like, don't
Yeah,
look her in the
then
face.
Yeah, you're like, fuck, what happened there? Like, and then and you get knocked on your ass, and you're like, fuck, how am I a comic? And then you'll get back up.
Right. That's the thing about comedy. It'll humble your ass every other
Yeah.
set. It's like, I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first joke you ever wrote? I like to ask people that question.
The first joke I ever wrote. Dog, I don't even remember the jokes I said on my first set. I mean, I just remember having a notepad and just kind of saying things, and I don't know. It was kind of like an out of body experience for me, for real. Like I just remember just people just laughing, and I couldn't really realize why. Like I'm just like, what am I doing? And don't get me wrong, like I'm not making it seem like people were just rolling on the floor, but it just happened to just be my night. Like it was a bunch of people on the lineup, probably like 10 to 12 of us. All these people are veterans to some degree, at least 5 years, 10 years, probably even 15 years. This is in Washington, D.C. I'm first time on stage. I'm getting bumped way to the back because everybody's bombing. So I was supposed to go like third. So now I'm like almost like second to last because they're trying to find somebody to like save the show.
Yeah.
And they put me up there. I'm murdered.
Wow.
Like I said, and once again, I didn't, this is all something I realized in hindsight. I didn't know that happened when it happened. Like I didn't realize that I was the one, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't really get that, but it just was my night. I just think it just was, I guess it was meant to be or whatever, but I'm telling you, if that night would have been in the reverse, I would not be sitting here. Y'all would not have known me.
Yeah, right.
It wouldn't be a thing.
I feel the
It wouldn't be a
same,
thing.
same exact way.
So you started in D.C., and then how did you make your ways abouts to Florida?
Because I got out of the Army in 2018, and then I enrolled in New York Film Academy South Beach in Miami. So I came from D.C. to Miami. I did my first year out of 2 of film school in Miami, and then I transferred to the Los Angeles location. Same school, just Los Angeles location. Did the last year there. Graduated, and then came back.
Did you do comedy the whole time?
Majority, I mean, because the pandemic was happened when I was there, so I got there September.
That's right, you were in LA like when we did that podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got September of 2019 is when I got there, and I did comedy until March of 2020 when the pandemic happened, and then I did Zoom shows and a gazillion podcasts.
Did you graduate?
Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, man.
Your present's in the mail.
I'm jealous.
It's probably going to LA though, because I never know who the fuck you are. Literally, where
That's
in the
what I
world
said,
is
yeah.
fucking Rudy
Just
Wilson?
give it to me when you happen to see me.
I had no idea.
I'm always like, that's why I'm like, I didn't even know you were around town. You're just bopping around.
Yeah, I had no fucking clue.
That's the story of my life.
But it
yeah.
works out.
I really know.
So when you were in LA during the lockdown,
Correct.
How-
I was
that
there
was-
all of 2020.
dude,
Ugh.
how was that? Terrible?
Probably for most. Once again, I'm a homebody, so like I think the only thing that sucked was not being able to do live comedy. But
Yeah.
as far as being inside, I mean, I wasn't really going nowhere when shit was open. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, I wasn't. I don't know. I and I was in school and that was online as well, and so we was.
The school,
know,
like that had something, yeah, you were
So I
occupied.
mean, I was occupied. I had shit to do with that to graduate or whatever, and so.
And then you started your podcast up.
Yeah, I started
do you still do it,
eight
though?
of them. I have 2 podcasts I still do out of.
Yeah, well, you did
all
have
of them.
25 podcasts at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out. I knew one was something groceries. That's
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was-
we are the groceries.
Yeah, the groceries.
I was on the
yeah.
groceries. We're in the same one.
I was on
together?
that twice. Yeah, something.
Yeah, that was supposed to that started out as just comics just being bored, we and the homies just talking. Then they started flaking, so then I was like, well, I'm gonna just open up to everybody, and then maybe comics can like network, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was great. I actually got a lot of different contacts and people by doing all this online shit throughout the last year.
Yeah.
Like Fassel hooked me up. Fassel Malik.
Malik.
Weird guy, but he hooked me up with a lot of great people. Real weird guy. He knows. But he's fine with it. But he got me hooked up with like Jackie Cashian, who's a great comic.
You did 1,000 Zoom shows.
I did so many Zoom shows, bombed a lot of them, like a lot of them. But it made me. There's something so different about like especially he'd make me host them. So I'd bomb it and then just have to like sit there for like 10 minutes and just stare at the screen and be like, man, I hate myself, and then come back on, hey, did you like, and then the clap at a fuck. Oh
Yeah, that is weird. I didn't think about hosting. You can't run away. You're
yeah,
stuck
you
there.
cannot run. And also Fassel would get so mad when I would turn off my camera to like smoke or eat, because like I'm sitting on my desk, so of course I'm like the second my set was done I was smoking. I would stop in between, but also turn off my mic so it doesn't hear me coughing. So I turn off my mic and he's like, we don't hear you laughing. I'm like, I'm not laughing. I'm like, I'm not laughing anyway. I'm fucking smoking. I hate this. Like,
And you did a lot of Zoom comedy shows too, or just mostly the podcast stuff?
I did. I'm not gonna say I did a lot of. I did probably maybe 10 Zoom shows.
that's a lot.
What was your experience? Like, what good feedback? Good thing? Hated it? Bomb?
So I avoided them for a while, like, cause I was just like, man, I just wait till this shit open back up, but then this shit wasn't opening back up. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna try it, and I did it, cause I guess I kind of was thinking of new jokes, and I just wanted to try it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot tougher to do crowd work on Zoom.
Oh my god! Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Oh my
So
God.
definitely was doing just sets. I mean, I would always kind of open up with crowd work, if you will. Like I may have noticed
Who's here celebrating something tonight?
Somebody have well, I've even seen just like somebody realized the day was too dark, and they cut on the light or whatever. It probably was like black people, so I would just like tease them when I first get on, like whatever. So, but then I wouldn't harp on that too long. I would just get into the jokes, but. It's good to get jokes off, to at least see a reaction. Sometimes most time people be on mute or camera off.
It was
whatever,
something better
but
than nothing.
Yeah, it's
It was
better than
something.
nothing. It's
Did
not-
you
it's
guys ever
definitely
do
not
any
the same, but-
without just other comics, where there was like an audience that like there's a legit person watching comedy?
What do you mean?
So like the Zoom like where they're actually like patrons, like an audience member there
Yeah.
watching you?
Yeah,
That's usually those. I did the one show
But you
that
can't see their faces though, right?
sometimes if you
Okay.
put the grid
I only
view.
did one and I couldn't.
If you do the grid view on
Which I
your,
know how
if
to
you're
use
on a
them.
computer, yeah, then you can
If
watch.
you're on a computer.
Some people do it from their phones. I did one from my phone outside Abby Ballin's venue because Fassel was like, "I need you on it." It's like TikTokers don't care about the Zoom shows. He thinks I'm gonna bring her online. I'm not anymore. No one cares. Fuck. What was I just saying?
Oh, like I guess I didn't realize people were like people. There was an audience.
Oh, I did a show with Richie Lease put me on one, and there was like 200 people.
Oh, that would be cool.
watching it, and it didn't, obviously it doesn't feel like a real show, but the laughs were there as much of a real show. Like I had to keep pausing and waiting and pausing, and normally any of those shows you pause and then there's no laugh and you're like anyway and it's like awkward as fuck, but this was actually really fun and it was really good. Not to say that Fassel shows didn't have, because the first few we got like 30 people, 40 people.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, which is just enough, but also like half of them won't unmute and turn on their camera.
See, that's the thing. I want to hear your laugh. I don't care if I can't even see your face.
And I do, like you said, there is a little bit, especially as a host, the first honestly 5 minutes, that's where I did crowd work. I don't do crowd work in real life, but when it came to Zoom, when I would host, I would just turn on the grid view and be like, Margaret's getting fucked up, and just point out different shit in their cameras, what they have going on, what they're drinking, what they're smoking, whatnot, whatever.
The best is like you can see like the poor motherfuckers who have like the Tupperware, like the drawers for instead of a dresser.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
those.
need you to go to IKEA
Like,
and get some 2x4s.
I haven't seen
and-
that yet, but
Dude, have you ever got a dick pic with one of those behind it? Whew, let me tell you. You're like, I need to get my life together.
I like
And
plastic drawers.
That's what I'm talking about, but not as your real dresser.
Anyway, so
She's like,
yeah,
"Actually,
no, why would we?
actually."
Jackie has
When you only
plastic
wear
drawers.
t-shirts and fucking socks, that's all you. That I have 4 pairs of pants and that's it. Anyway,
I'm sorry I ruined your life. I just got
It's
really
okay.
upset. I think I'm judging you.
no, you're
And then
okay.
sorry.
You're okay. But yeah, what were we just talking
We
about?
were just talking about
again?
Zoom shows.
Zoom shows.
So you guys know each other from competing in Ultimate Miami, right?
No, we knew each other before then.
Is I had him at a that wasn't until later backstage, but I don't remember how we actually
I
met.
probably say I don't know how we actually the first time we actually met.
Shopping for dinosaur T-shirts together.
But it was definitely
Perhaps.
way before Ultimate Miami. But
Yeah, because Ultimate Miami we were tight already.
right.
I remember.
Yeah, I don't remember what the exact meeting was. I don't know.
Stoners.
Yes.
Stoners can't remember.
Yeah, yes, I remember. I did have knots with you, but I think we had already known each other by then.
Yeah.
Spill the beans is probably how we
Maybe.
met.
Fassel Malik.
That's I'm almost
Fassel
positive.
Malik. Fassel
I'm
Malik.
almost
Maybe,
positive
yeah,
that's how
maybe.
we met. Yeah, because we
Yeah.
did one show where I forgot where like someone didn't show up to like host or run it or some shit. Fassel was like, "You guys create the lineup," and then me and Rudy were going back and forth of who would feature, who would host. Naturally, I didn't want to feature. I wanted Rudy to feature. It's like you feature, I'll host, and we made up the
Gotcha.
lineup ourselves at
Gotcha, I
Spill the
do remember
Beans. Yeah.
So where are
Um,
you living right now? Like, do you have a home base? 'Cause you said
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Is there? What's that comedy scene like?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't go out. Is it?
It's so yes.
You
'cause
fucking go out and do shows though.
People, I don't. Cause I'm so like it's
You're still zooming even though the pandemic's over.
what my setup has been for whatever reason, maybe I get out of comfort, whatever. But like, I live in Jacksonville, but I go to Tampa for something else once a month. But I also would come here to Miami because I just I guess I know I can always get on stage, whatever, blah blah blah. So, I have decided that after I exhaust my shows in September down here, I'm definitely gonna hang out in Jacksonville for a while to kind of
Let them know what's up.
figure out the answer to that question
Let
because
me
I
know.
don't know.
Send
Because
me a
people ask
poster.
me all the time, but I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea.
Haven't explored. I'd be
Right.
the same way. I
Yeah.
wouldn't go out.
So
I'd be apprehensive.
So why don't you just come move back here then?
I don't want to move back here for one, but but two.
He is running from the law, and I shouldn't have asked him that question.
But no, I'm actually familiar with Jacksonville. I went to undergrad in Jacksonville, and I lived there a little after college. So I know a lot of people there, even doing stuff with film there, between there and South Georgia, because it's right kind of on the Georgia-Florida line.
Let me ask you, if you're not into comp, so you want to do like movies? Like, what's your end goal? Like with whatever, what do you want? What do you want to be when you grow up?
Man, so I'm a very simple but yet complex person.
Yeah.
Which is why I kind of even changed my Instagram to Rudy of All Trades as of recently, because
I noticed.
did too.
people always be like, man, you always just change your Instagram name. I'm like, well, because I wake up and I feel like something else today. I don't know.
I like that you express it.
Today I'm a butterfly. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so that's why I even just put that, because I know that like I just kind of always do a lot of different things. So I don't have an exact answer in the sense of this is the one thing that I want to do, but definitely yes to movies. Definitely yes to stand-up comedy. When it comes down to movies, I'm not pressed about acting. I'm more or less pressed about being in front of people on stage. When it comes to film, I can be behind the scenes, as well as TV, whatever else. I would like to do a Broadway play one time, like put together a production. I'm pretty into Broadway, so
Interesting.
You're pretty into Broadway, huh?
yeah, I like Broadway plays.
And I was expecting that
Stephanie's coochie got wet.
one. Yeah. We got a napkin, Blake? No.
Broadway.
I think
Can we
Broadway's
get some
pretty
makeup
dope.
on set, please? No.
That's pretty
I
cool.
think probably.
Blake with the zingers.
My ex called me Puddles for a reason. Niagara Falls. No one's coming to visit.
Oh my
If
god.
someone would like to.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like. I'm also into the idea of being like behind the scenes movies, and but I don't know where yet. Whether I want to do production or writing or fucking directing or anything. Movies just seem so cool. I mean, you got to do all the schooling. I'm jealous. I told him before we started recording that I wanted to go to Full Sail in Orlando to school. My dad's a doctor. I was like, why not? And my dad's like, yeah, no, not gonna happen.
Get taken out student loan.
So, nah, nothing. He had a Florida prepaid for me, so I already had some money towards it, which now I lose this year.
Yeah, don't you have? If you have like a certain GPA, you get to go to like
I
state
didn't-
college for free. Is that or is that a different? State?
I don't think I had a GPA. I didn't finish high school.
Oh, you're right. You didn't.
Anyway,
they give you check marks.
learning a lot of shitty things about me this episode. I don't like
Plastic
it.
drawers.
That's why I use plastic drawers. I'm not very educated.
That's the last drawer she had before she dropped out.
Yeah.
She just stayed right.
I don't know any better.
One day we're gonna get you something just made out of wood.
I have a dresser.
I know you have a dresser, bitch. You've
Two.
seen my apartment, so I have.
Yeah, you hang.
I
a
wish
lot
I
of
had a
stuff,
glass house.
yeah.
Okay, I live in a concrete box. Okay, so I'm
glass
not even throwing
house.
stones because
There you go.
Oh yeah.
I'm probably just whatever the bricks that are falling off of my house. I would
That's
throw at you. There's
saying.
black mold. It's like 100.
There you go.
I have my my clothes are in my kitchen, so
There you
like
go.
I mean I'm not talking
got
shit.
so much
I'm not
clothes.
judging. I'm
But you have a kitchen.
barely.
Ooh.
I
had
can't
a
open. I
separate
can't
bedroom.
open up the fridge and stay. I have to like dance when I open the fridge. I have to move to the other
Well,
side.
look,
But
keep it
you
moving and
have
moving.
a fridge.
It's not even a mini fridge. It's not even a mini. It's full size fridge. I'm fucking crushing it.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Free ice tray? No. Does it
2
make
ice trays,
ice?
bitch. I got.
Okay.
Oh no, it doesn't make
Doesn't
ice. You got to fill an
Okay,
ice
okay,
tray.
That's what I was asking.
One day I will have one of those fridges that you
It
just
makes ice and
that
water.
makes ice and water and crushed ice. Oh my god.
I don't like crushed ice. I'm afraid of swallowing it. And, like I don't take pills. Anyway. So, like,
She can't swallow, guys. This bitch can't swallow.
give
Give her a lozenge. So, as behind the scenes stuff, do you like the directing or the writing, or the production of it?
You asked which one do I like?
Yeah, like do you actually? Let me rephrase my question. Do you like writing behind the scenes? That's more or less what I want to know.
I have a love-hate relationship with writing.
I figured you did.
Which I
Yes,
think most
yeah.
writers do, but
Mhm.
because I do have a certain sense of humor, and I do have like just say a certain conversations I want the characters to have that I know other people would take a different way. So I do want that control, if at least in maybe certain scenes or whatever. But I would say I enjoy directing. I enjoy directing more than I enjoy writing, but I think that I am naturally better at writing than I'm naturally better at directing.
Interesting.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
I
I
get
hate
it.
write. I mean, I hate forcing myself to sit down and write. But
Yeah,
once
I'm
I
not
do
good
it,
at it.
I love it. I'm so happy with it. It's like working out. or
And I
something.
almost hate it because I get too locked in and I don't know how to come out of it. And I think that's where, because I know like once I go in, I'm going to neglect a lot of other things in my life because I'm going to be so here in my screen until I finally come back and be like, oh yeah.
It's been. I
Like-
haven't showered in 6
right,
days. Or,
right.
yeah,
right,
I have a
so,
UTI. Like,
yeah.
no, that's just me.
I'm okay.
Listen, I'm a hustler. I'm working. Okay, if it requires
Can't pee.
a little
Yeah.
bladder pain just for the joke, okay, I'm gonna get there.
Just for the
No, but yeah, I feel like so. Do you ever sit down and write jokes? Like, all right, I'm gonna sit down, make the car. Because Jax does that, right? You sit down like and go.
No, I
Not as much as we all should. We'll
yeah, I
admit
was
that.
gonna say
we all
I
say that.
try my best, but no, not really. I'll like sit there. I call it like my comedy work, and then occasionally when I'm going through like booking and Eventbrite and the podcast too, whatever this fuck, I'll like go to my comedy notebook, open it, look at it, be like, that one needs work, that one needs work, close it, put it down.
Okay, so she
And
doesn't sit
then-
down and write.
No, unless I think of something. Like the new bit that I've been working on was just a story that I said to other comics outside of a venue. And then they were like, oh, fuck. Warren is the one that tagged it. And I'm like, oh, that was good. Do it again. So I will have to sit and write that one out at
Yeah.
some point. I still haven't, but eventually I will sit and physically write it. But it's so hard for me to get my brain to sit there and write. Like, it doesn't work for me at all. It has to just come and I'll be like, oh, fuck. And then I'll have to write it on my phone usually. Especially if I don't physically write a lot.
I hate when I'm about to fall asleep and I think of something.
Oh, last night I had some juice. Had some,
You had some juice last night?
I know last night I had some good jokes. I was sitting because I got close to I was so close to pulling out my phone, but I don't want to fuck up my sleep. So I'm like, and I don't have a lot of weed left right now. So I was like, you can't get reawake, and you don't have enough weed to put you back to bed. So we have to go to bed. So I didn't. But I think it was like about how like it's weird that we that people smoke weed. Like when you go out and smoke weed in public, like you're expected to share it, but it's not like if you fucking walked out with a White Claw, everyone's like, hey, let me get a sip of that. Like,
That's
like
funny.
I was
like it.
just thinking about that, and I was like, because I was thinking about COVID, like as my anxiety rolls, I'm like, COVID, sharing weed, Brogues is tomorrow, everyone's gonna want to smoke weed. What are we gonna do? And then I'm like, it's so lame that I just can't walk outside, smoke my own joint, and not be like, I have to offer this to
You
people.
should set that up with because you don't drink.
Yeah.
So then, like, it's not like when, like, my friends that come out drinking with their White Claws, no one's like, yo, can I get a sip of that?
Yeah.
Because, like, for you, it's unfair that you have to share your vice and other
Yeah.
people don't have to share
Yeah,
their
I want the
vices.
whole joint to myself. It takes a whole joint for me to feel good. It takes you 3 beers, but it's not like I'm like, hey, let me get one of those beers. Like I'll take one of those because you're drinking, so I should drink. Like it's a weird concept to me. I probably shouldn't do it when I'm like angry about it though, because I might. Because if everyone starts doing it, I might get mad. But yeah, that's what I was thinking last night, and then I didn't write it. But good thing I remembered, huh?
See, I'm impressed you can remember that. Do you, like, does that happen to you? Do you get a thought, like, mine pops into my head and then I don't ever hear it again. It's gone if I don't
Usually
write it
it
down.
works that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So do you write your shit down, like, like, is someone ever talking to you, you're like, hold on, don't talk. I gotta write this joke down.
Yes, but that's with anything for me because my mind is always thinking of something else. So like, if you ask me a question right now and I started answering it, and then Jackie was just like, "Hold on, real quick, okay, go ahead, Rudy, finish." I'm not even gonna remember what the fuck I was just talking about.
Me too. That
So,
happened to me twice.
I'm already on to the next thing. So with
Yeah.
anything, if I think of anything, a movie idea, a joke, anything, I just pull out my phone, write it down, leave a voice note, anything. Just to get it down in some form or fashion, even if I'm driving, to just try to, and then I can write it down in full later.
Yeah,
But,
driving too. I think
That's
of
what
shit.
that's what I think of the most
And
shit.
I don't write anything down. I don't want to interrupt my music.
Yeah.
Oh, me and
I'm
Surrey
weird.
get in fights because she doesn't understand my accent. So I'm like, Surrey, take a note. And I'm like trying to, and then
Surrey.
I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't even know her name.
Siri.
I call her Surrey.
Surrey.
Okay, that's why she doesn't.
Surrey.
I'm like, yo, Surrey.
Sorry.
And that's why I look at it after I'm done driving. I'm like, this isn't in English.
I think I'm like knocking my mic off the table right now.
Oh.
I had to go to an HR meeting last week, and they said, you gotta stop talking about Blake's knees. Okay.
Blake's needs.
Blake pretends he
Okay,
has.
so that was all. So anyway.
So, anyways, back to
So-
whatever we were talking about.
Well, no, we're gonna hop to, unless there's anything else you want to
No,
talk
let's
about
hop
before
to
you
it,
hit
bitch.
the lukewarm takes.
The lukewarm takes. Drop the music in.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it in. Thank you.
He'll
All
put
right,
it
so
in.
this is a segment we do where there's, people do spicy takes. We don't really give a fuck about anything, nor are we educated on anything. Our opinions are rooted in any knowledge base or facts. So
Right.
these are very lukewarm takes.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. So, what are your thoughts on? I just laughed at my own stupid joke. Okay, I'm gonna skip that one. What age does a woman become a cougar?
40s.
Oh, thank you. Such a good answer. Thank you, Jackie, for saying that.
I would say 40s, 45, maybe even.
I don't know if it's the age that she becomes or it's the age difference
True. Yeah.
in which she is willing to just say separate, because I mean, I feel like you can, I don't know. I guess whatever the
I
Okay,
agree,
what if she's not
that's
hooking up
tough.
with younger dudes? No hooking up with younger
and
dudes.
she's not a cougar.
no, she's not a cougar.
Oh, so you're only a cougar if you hook up with younger dudes?
Yeah, that's the
What-
that's the
exactly
meaning
what
of
a, yeah,
the.
that's what a
Oh,
cougar
I'm
is.
sorry, I didn't go to college. I
I was gonna say
they didn't
because
teach that in journalism school.
Because say you took a 37-year-old woman and she's fucking a 21-year-old, that would be a cougar,
yeah.
even though she's not in her
Right.
40s. So
Right.
so
Exactly.
so yeah, if there's a significant
It's a valid point.
age gap and the woman is significantly older, then you're a cougar. Yeah, if you're chasing young tail, then
But what if you're just like a hot lady in your mid 40s?
that's just a hot lady in her
It's just a hot lady in your
mid-40s.
mid-40s?
Yeah, cougar specifically. Yeah, going for younger.
Prowling.
Yeah.
Prowling. Okay. All right. Thank you
Cougs.
guys. I'm so excited that you.
Can't believe you didn't know that. Of all
Well, I
people.
feel like I'm approaching it, so I'm just like asking for a friend.
If you keep trying to fuck Blake, you will. But
Stop it. I just went to HR. I
you're
told you
close
this.
to being a coug.
Oh no. Rudy, do you have a vision board?
I think that's a little.
Yes and no.
Was this podcast on it?
Just a picture of me and you.
The dinosaur t-shirt. So hard to say. Dinosaur t-shirt is so
Dinosaur
hard.
t-shirt.
God, my speech impediment's so strong today.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I have one like traditionally. I kind of have I have more like a vision list, I would say.
Okay.
I make lists.
And then you make ransom letters. You just cut shit out of magazines and send it to bitches you're trying to hit on.
Send to bitches.
Yeah, I got more of a list than I would say like a board that has like, you know, a picture of this house. And a
Yeah.
picture
Like
of
you
that's
write
a very
certain
white girl
statements or
thing to
goals.
do.
Yeah,
That's what
I
I
mean,
was
that's
gonna
even
say,
too basic
yeah.
white bitch for me. But
Right.
I know you do not have a vision
Picture
board.
of a beautiful woman's body
Right.
and then
I can make
Starbucks.
I can make a
Right.
charcuterie board, but not
Yeah.
a vision board.
I like a good charcuterie.
Love a good chart. I taught Jackie how to make a proper charcutes because I went to her house one day. She tries making me charcuterie. She just puts the meat out.
I had rolled some of it.
But you did not roll
I
up.
I rolled it like little taquitos.
You rolled it the wrong. No. Now you roll like taquitos.
I rolled them
you
like
you
taquitos.
rolled it in half, like flap it in half. You're like,
It
here's some
depends
ham.
what kind of meat it was. I would never put
She gave me-
ham
she
on a
gave me a Lunchable. She
charcuterie
gave me a
board.
Lunchable.
Oh my god, prosciutto
No,
perhaps.
you've come so far.
Ham.
Fantasy football. What are your any lukewarm takes on fantasy football or fantasy sports in general? Do you play them? Do you engage? No.
No,
Oh, okay.
stupid.
Yeah. I engage only because I need to feel a sense of belonging and that people accept me. But yeah, I do play fantasy.
You know, 'cause
football.
I played football all my life, but I don't even really watch football now anymore. Like now that I'm kind of over it, but I'm more like into basketball right now, and that's really only because they're doing all these like super teams. So I'm just interested in the narrative. You know, it's kind of more interesting right now. But
He said he's interested in the narrative of the sports team. That's how you know you're a fucking writer and a creative. It's like they're doing these super teams and the narrative. It's
Right,
just in the
it's- yeah,
juxtaposition
it's the
of, you
narrative.
know.
It's
It's
the-
like
I'm following the storyline. Like you know what I'm saying. I mean, the football right now is it's just basic.
that narrative arc is just
They're just hitting each other. That's it.
swoosh right
I
in.
did
Right?
that for years.
I love it. All right, shower sex. Lukewarm take.
We've
What is
talked
it?
about this, haven't we?
Not shower sex.
No, I
No.
guess I must have talked about it recently with someone.
I think that was that dream you had about me that you haven't told me. She had a sex dream about me and she won't tell me what it is.
It wasn't a sex dream. It was almost a sex dream. I don't like shower sex because I'm too short. See, I feel like I've
we have
talked
to talk about this. You're right. You're right.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm a stoner. Okay, well,
like-
we're gonna get Rudy's take.
What do you feel?
I'm really only with it if it's spontaneous. I don't want to like plan it.
Like crowd work.
Yeah,
If it-
like crowd work.
I'm grounded.
What do you do for a living? Turn around, start banging.
Yeah.
I'm pretty spontaneous in general. So I think that does roll over into my sex life. So yeah.
That was my nickname in high school. No
100%.
joke. Roll over. I'm not. This is not even a joke. It's for real. That's because that's how I gave hand jobs. I was a virgin, so I had to get attention some way.
Over.
Roll over.
Gotcha.
Yeah, girl. I'll teach you later. We'll do a little one-on-one. Okay. I'll show you a little something. All right. I don't think we ever talked about this. And remind me if we have. Lukewarm take on fake tits and ass. Do you like them?
Me first or Jackie?
You. It's always
Oh.
you first, baby.
Oh, okay.
Love.
I am not a fan of really fake anything. I don't mind it, but for me, I think a woman just say who has weave and makeup and lashes and whatever, a dress, heels, I think she looks wonderful. I would, marry her, tear that ass up, whatever. But but for me,
Marry or tear
like
that up.
but for me, like a woman who like doesn't have any makeup, she has her hair like in a ponytail, she's walking around in like some basketball shorts and a bra, like she has me locked in for life. Like I'm just I don't know, I've just always been that way. I don't care if your hair is short, I don't care if it's long, I just wanted it just to be
Pull it.
yours. You know what I'm saying? So once again, I don't mind it. That wouldn't be a deal breaker if I was going to date somebody and they were, and they did just say whatever. But to answer your question specifically, I don't think I could really be too much of a fan of like the fake breasts and ass, especially if it's like, dramatic.
Yeah, I was
Like,
gonna say,
Yeah, as long
it's
as it's
overdone.
not dramatic, I could get down with some fake titties
Yeah.
and some fake like butt stuff. Well, that sounded weird, but as long as it's not too much, as long as
Right,
like
right.
it's like as long as you can't really tell
if
it's
it
there.
still
Which
makes
there's so
sense.
many
But we
beautiful
can-
people that guys that all of you don't know that they're all fake. but they just do it so subtly, and that I'm not mad at. Props to you. You did that right, and I think it's fantastic.
Right.
I think
Just give me money, please. Venmo me. I need to get some Botox.
It speaks so much more. There, you can also like just work out and get a crazy ass. Like you can be natural and look similar to what they're trying to achieve. So while I'm not attracted to females, I find natural women much more beautiful in my opinion. When I see a fake woman, I'm like, what did she look like before? I don't really it's hard to tell who she actually is because everything is different. So no, I get why. Like I have small tits, so like it would be lovely to have big ones.
Again,
but
perfectly proportionate to your body.
Yes, but I don't want to look like I'm gonna fucking tip over. I don't care enough
like
about
a Pez
it.
dispenser. You just knock
Yeah.
the fuck over.
Just quick question for y'all before we move off of this. Should a man be able to just say have a say so, whether it's his wife, girlfriend, or whatever? Like if she wants to get fake breasts and he's like, nah, I want you to stay how you are. Like, should his opinion matter in that, or because it's her body, she should just be like, fuck it, you either stay with me with these fake titties or leave?
That's tough. A little bit of both. It's our choice, no matter what we want to do. Because it's what makes us happy. Well, of course, other people in your life are important, but
and also like I'm probably not gonna be with you forever, bitch. So maybe
I was
I
gonna say it depends on your legit relationship. I don't care if you're married or not. Do you really love that person, and do you really take into consideration how they feel about you and how attracted they are? Because like I had an ex who didn't want me to get any tattoos on my body, like, and I didn't. I never did. I wanted to, but I was like, maybe I see his point in doing
you
it.
Get my face just right there.
Yeah, sure, right. The most painful fucking spot. No, put it on my ass cheek.
Okay, perfect.
But yeah, I would at least, as long as I really cared about the person I was with, I would take their opinion into full consideration because they gotta fuck you. Like I would be pissed if my dude was like, yo, I'm getting fucking this done. You don't get to say shit about it. And what if I like his body the way it is? You know?
Right.
So that's how I feel.
Yeah, like if you're dating a guy and he just gets fat and he didn't ask you first.
Always.
Like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, I didn't
right.
It's not who I signed
I didn't
up
approve of this body.
You have bamboozled me. I've been high for 7 months and all of a sudden you are 200 more pounds.
Right.
But no, I agree. Like I think personally, I don't know, I'm a people pleaser, so I like to know if you like what's happening.
Right.
And but also it's like I am at some point gonna get Botox, but like every guy's gonna be like, you don't need it, you're pretty. I'm not gonna make my face look crazy. You won't even really fucking notice.
Right.
And then they'll be like, oh, you're right, I don't really notice. And then but if I start coming up with like big lips or something, you guys had an intervention.
This podcast will be over
because I will have
I'll just laugh
I will
at
have married an old
Stephanie.
man and I'm on a yacht sucking dick with them.
She'll be killing it.
DSLs, dick sucking lips.
Welcome to the chicken tender.
Hot must?
Buffalo sauce now because she's
ranch
gone.
dressing, Hidden Valley.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love Hidden Valley.
Oh, it's so good. It's like the best ranch,
I'll
right?
eat some chick tens tonight for sure.
Do you like chick tens?
Is that's chicken tenders?
Chicken tenders.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't even know he doesn't know what podcast he's on.
But I'm.
It's because he had 17 with all different names. He didn't even know his own podcast name.
It's hard to keep up. No one knows our podcast name. It's cool. Like,
No, you were worse though. You made 17 podcasts with 17 different names. That's worse than us. We thought we were dumb.
Yeah, I was on a rampage for sure.
Yeah, were you in like a
it's hard
band
to find the
exchange?
right
What was
name.
it?
Yeah,
it's very hard.
it is.
But yeah,
I do like it, but honey mustard for me though.
Okay.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, we're
Chick
Chick 10
10
Hun
Hun
Must
Must.
is the podcast name, abbreviated chicken tenders with honey mustard. I just prefer buffalo sauce. I like it hot, you know?
Yeah, she's a fraud.
Gotcha.
I'm Latin.
She's spicy. Okay, so speaking of spicy, we'll wrap it up with a couple more lukewarm takes. Would you ever share your deodorant with a friend of yours?
I already have.
Today, before you came here. I needed some. Thank you so much.
Not today, but definitely in your lifetime for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm sure I've had to. I don't think I wanted to, and I'll scrape the top with the lid. Scrape that first
definitely
layer.
Wipe it off, absolutely.
Yeah, and then
Do the necessary steps, but yeah, I've definitely.
Have you ever not taken a shower or something like after you worked out and then like you go smell your? This is too much. I need someone to marry me. I probably shouldn't talk
Someone to
about
marry
that. I
me,
shouldn't
she
talk about
said.
that. Have you? How about sharing? Not like we would wear the same size, but would you ever share panties with like a gal pal? Or would you share like underwear if your friend was over and he like needed some panties?
they washed.
They're washed, and I'm probably not gonna give them back to you. I'm asking because I need a pair. I have a little swampus going on right now.
You can have them.
I did offer you a pair of underwear one time, and you rejected them. It was a one size fits all, Rudy. I should fucking take a picture.
I know they're not gonna fit me.
It was the smallest fucking pair of. I must have got it from the kids section of the lingerie.
Well,
so
maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I'm super weird. For me, honestly, I would use someone's underwear before their socks. I'm very weird about feet. That's so yes to an extent, but like don't ask me for my fucking socks, and I'm not wearing yours. Unless I have none because I'm weird and I need socks. But I would rather go buy them from Walgreens. They always have socks.
Jackie's a huge socks fan.
I know where to get the things I need.
Walgreens. She can find her at Target at 9:00 in the morning doing laps. That's what this bitch be doing.
That is what I do.
She's not
Target
writing.
on North Lake. Meet me.
Even that dollar aisle is just you can find so many good stuff.
I never go in there because there's so many people in there, and I don't like people.
Oh yeah, I
so
don't
when
like.
there's people in an aisle, I don't go in it.
It also feels like everything's just like a basket.
Yeah.
Like, does everything just look like something you put
Everything
something
is some small cheap decor that you don't
Tchotchke.
really need a tchotchke. Yeah. Do you go to Target? Target?
Probably more Walmart than
Okay.
Target, yeah.
I figured.
Walmart's not too bad.
No one goes to Target.
You can buy
Men
you can
don't
buy
go to
drugs
Target.
and milk normally.
I worked
at
at
Walmart.
Target when I was in
Really?
the military for like 3 months. Trying to get some extra cash. It wasn't worth it.
You didn't like the khakis and the red shirt.
Apparently they pay fat
It
though.
I just wasn't.
It's fucking
I was-
retail.
I
That
was-
shit
I was
sucks.
wasting my time.
Yeah.
I was
As
already
we
in the
all
army.
do.
I was just like, but I was trying. I think I was trying to buy something, so I was just trying to get. But yeah.
Do you not like even though you're a homebody?
It
It
was
sounds
stupid.
like you don't like to sit still that much though. Like
Say it
you're-
again?
You don't like to sit still that much. Even though you're a homebody, you sound like you don't like going out. But it seems like you're always doing something.
Correct. So I that is very accurate.
Thank you. I'm a psychiatrist. I am a doctor.
Because I'm very what do you call it? Like
Manic
maybe
depressive.
destination oriented. If I don't know if that's the word. Like I'm always
Goal-
kind of doing
goal-oriented.
something. I'm doing something for a reason. So like when I'm moving around, it's because like I'm going to Miami for this particular reason or whatever. But even when I get to Miami, I'm not going to be out and about and hit the yacht and drink and whatever. Like I'm just going to do whatever business, if you will, that I came to do. And if something extra comes, such as this podcast or whatever, but all of this is a part of what it is that I am a part of, just say in life. So this would get me out the house.
You're doing shit
Thank
to
you.
help move along your career, your goals, what your dreams, but you're not out there just fucking around to be out.
Correct, because I've done enough of that in my life. You know what I'm saying? So like right now I'm kind of like, I'll party again when I have something to celebrate. But right now, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Dude, have you been to a club? Like, I can't go to a club, or like I'm like I feel like the oldest person. It's too loud in here.
Right.
Yeah,
I
it's
went with some
terrible.
comics like a couple
Ugh.
months ago, and like me and Rob why did I say his name
Caller.
wrong?
Oh
Rob
no,
Caller.
that would get him so
Woo,
upset.
Rob Keller.
Callert.
Rap Keller. We like we looked at each other like, do you want to get the fuck out of here? Like we didn't even finish our drink. Like it's
Right.
just
Right.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I'm just so old now. It's
Yeah.
it's kind of sad. It's like that part of me's over and it's dead.
I think you still know how to party pretty well though.
It's just different locations and venues now. I just do it in
Yeah.
my backyard by myself.
I
as
can't
opposed to
do
in a
it.
big club with
I don't
people.
like people. I'm kind of the same way. I
Yeah.
only go out if there's a big reason that I
Yeah.
need to leave the house.
Yeah.
Otherwise, which is Head Shop, Target,
Mm-hmm.
PetSmart, Stephanie,
Mhm.
a comedy show, podcast.
Right.
Those are the only reasons I ever leave my house.
Blake,
I go to
don't forget about Blake and his knees.
and well, I mean technically Blake, but yes, Blake and his knees. But yeah, I don't like to go anywhere, especially in the pandemic made it worse because I used to go out frequently and be like I need to go out every day, but now like I'm so hyped if there's a day that I don't have to leave my house and even get in my car. I'm like, oh fuck yeah.
But I only like one of those days. If I have two or if I had three back to back, I start to panic.
No.
Like I gotta go. I gotta go do something. I'm itching.
I'm like, oh, someone's probably mad at me for not doing things for a few days, but I'm super happy. Oh, we got the light. Okay.
Wrap it up, you bitches.
No, he's got my back. I got to get to Brogues. I'm running Brogues Down Under every Tuesday night. Sign-ups at 7, shows at 8. Also Thursday nights, I got my new open mic starting this Thursday.
Jackie 4 shows. Jackie 4 shows.
Jackie 4 shows now, booking 4 different rooms.
Jackie 4 rooms, sorry.
I can book 2 rooms to just host, and then the other ones are other opportunities, but please don't ask me for them. I'll get there when I get there. Thursday mic is in Abacoa, Jupiter, at Duke's Tacos and Margs. Sign up at 6, show at 7.
Yeah, great. I have all that same stuff. No, actually, no. I have
That's
a new
it.
room. I'm starting with Lalo Rodriguez. We have our
Yeah.
first showcase Matthews Brewing Company in Lake Worth on September
Lake
16th.
Park, no? Oh,
Sure.
no, Lake Worth.
Same things. Yeah, we'll be there. So check it out. We have some stuff on my social media. You can, of course, follow me, Stephanie Woodwood, Jackie Sanchez 22, Chick 10 Hun Must, and Rudy. Where can they find you, lovey?
Rudy of all trades, right?
At Rudy of all trades.
For now. He'll probably change it tomorrow.
For now. Until I find another trade.
He's very funny. Check him out. Thank you so much for coming. Appreciate
I
you.
really appreciate you guys
Yeah,
having me.
for
This is a
sure.
dope setup. I'm very, very honored to be here. This was dope. Please,
It's,
let me
as
know
they
when I
say,
come back.
dynamite. All right, we out of here. Thanks, Rudy.
Chick 10 Hun Must Podcast.